Hey y'all, it's Amanda with Tap Mom and the Bake Brigade. Hope everybody's having a good Thursday afternoon. I'm doing pretty good. Got a new view here. I hope y'all like this. The other day I had to get a new chair. I hadn't covered up the furnace thing, that little bit of an eyesore there. I got to cover it up with something. I hadn't quite figured out what I'm going to cover it up with yet. But this is my new chair. I bought it at the Goodwill. If you were in the general chat on the Facebook page, you would have seen a picture. But I scored this lovely, comfortable chair at the Goodwill for 30 bucks. And it has these lovely little pillows and the little hip, what I'm going to call the hip pocket, because I just leave them on each side of my hip, and it offers an extra little bit of comfort. But I sent a picture to Eva right before I bought it, and let me just tell you, Eva is a shoot straight from the hip kind of girl, a little spitfire, and she unequivocally, she said, "That is butt ugly, but it looks comfy." It's not the prettiest chair, but yes, it's very comfortable. And I have everything set up in here now. That my 50-inch TV from the living room is right there. Thanks to my lovely son John. And I have a comfy chair, and of course I got my yarn that y'all get to see a little bit more of from this angle. I noticed that, and I was like, ooh, that's a nice angle. They get to see that a little bit better. And all my little babies, my little amigurumis that my lovely subscriber family members have sent me. And my gnome hat that I'll be probably putting on at some point during this Christmas season. But I wanted to share some absolutely freaking fantastic weight loss news with you guys that this made me very emotional. To give you a little background, in 2012 I had to have a full hysterectomy due to cancer. I was 38. I had to have a full hysterectomy due to cancer. I had endometriosis that turned to uterine cancer. Okay. I had my surgery was in February of 2012. And no, excuse me, January. I'm wrong. January of 2012. But I had for probably about 8 months before that, I had bled on and off every day for about 8 months. So it was pretty life-threatening. The condition I had was really bad, and I really needed that surgery. And so I got the surgery, and I got everything taken out, and they took care of the cancer. I didn't have to have chemo or anything like that. But a couple of years later, in 2014, I took a bad fall in a grocery store, and the already damaged lymph nodes in my lower extremities, legs, triggered a condition called lymphedema. And I don't know how many of y'all experience this. I know quite a few of y'all probably have experience or knowledge of lymphedema. But my left leg especially swelled up like the Michelin Man, okay? And my left calf especially was like this, okay? And that's not an exaggeration. That's pretty much exact size. So for the past 9 years, I've had to deal with this really huge calf, and it's like dragging around an extra 30 or so pounds on your calf. So that has been part of why I walk with a cane. Okay, that's part of it, because it knocks me off balance and I walk like this. Okay, and so of course I had the gastric bypass and hernia repair surgery on November 1st, if you're new. And I lost quite a bit so far. I started my weight loss journey with Dr. Barnes on the latter part of July. Okay, and when I started with him, I was at 393 pounds, okay? Prior to my surgery, my pre-op day, I was 371. And when I weighed myself, I want to say yesterday, I was at 333. And now before, a year ago, September, I was at 415. So if you want some numbers, okay? When I took a shower this morning, forgive me if I get a little emotional because I've been carrying around this big old calf muscle, this big old thing on my leg for 9 years, okay? I was taking a shower this morning, I looked down, and my leg looked normal. At least close to normal, as you can imagine. My leg didn't look like this, it looked like this. And I was like, and I just bawled because I was so emotional. Something that I didn't even think that would be affected by this surgery was affected by this surgery. I had no idea that weight loss surgery would affect my lymphedema. No idea. But I noticed that my pants, all my pants are like just drooping on me, okay? All my pants are drooping on me. And I noticed it was in my legs too, but I really didn't pay too much attention to it. But until this morning when I went to wash that leg, and there was less of that leg to wash, and I was like, what? So as if that wasn't a big enough thing to thank the good Lord for, thank you so much, my Lord Jesus. Thank you so much. So freaking grateful. So grateful. And then I needed to take Will somewhere this morning. And after we got done doing his errand, we went to breakfast at IHOP. And the lady said, table or booth? And I said, let's try a booth. And I sat in a booth. I just slid right in. No problem whatsoever sitting in a booth. Now, to some people that have never been overweight and have never had trouble sitting in a booth, that might seem like, why is she feeling like that about sitting in a booth? I haven't been able to sit in a booth. I've always had to go sit in a table because squeezing into a booth is painful. When you are big, it's painful and uncomfortable, and you do it because you're with somebody that's skinny and you don't want them to feel out of place. But I've typically had to ask for a table. Today I could sit in a booth. This is very, very new to me. And for the first time since I got this surgery and all this difficult recovery business and all the belly aching I've done because of it, it finally feels worth it. I know all my people have told me, oh, it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. And I was like, yeah, right. You know, so for all of them that have told me that, thank you so much for keeping telling me that. Because today I finally feel like this suffering that I have been through this last month has finally been worth it. To be able to look down and see somewhat normal looking legs. To be able to fit in a booth with my boy. And of course now I need new bras because where do you lose weight first? and of course the only drawback is that my issues with my back have not been helped at all with this. My tailbone has taken a hit, so that's something I'll have to talk to my doctor about when I go back to see him next month. Excuse me. But just some victories I wanted to share with you all, and because I know y'all were everybody was, you know, Team Amanda, and I really appreciate that so much. And y'all were all so wonderful and encouraging me, and you know, really sitting at home that it was going to be worth it, man. It's going to be worth it. Just stay in it, you know, stay strong. It's going to be worth it. Finally today, I get it. I get it. I get it. It's finally feeling like it was worth it. So, thank you all who kept saying it. I finally hear you. Eva is, you know, over the moon happy for me. And so is Amy. And, so I, you know, the besties are happy too. The only thing I got left that's really nagging is this one little incision right here that still hadn't scabbed up and closed. But I'm going to try my best not to stress out about it. All the other incisions have scabbed over and are healing. So I go back on the 13th and we'll see what it looks like then and address it with the doctor then. I'm going to do my levels best to not overthink that and to try to, you know, it's not hurting. It's not, the incision, that particular incision is not currently hurting me. It's just annoying that it's still open and it's kind of deep. But it's not red. It's not angry looking. Excuse me. Not going to blow my big honker in front of y'all. I've had a big nose my whole life. It's not going to end now. But anyway, so I'm trying to do my best not to stress out about that little incision that it seems to be fighting me. I'm going to do my best. But I'm going to insert a quick little clip here. Because for some reason, when I try to insert pictures, the iMovie app on my phone that I use floats the picture around instead of just picture. It'll go ooh like that, you know, and it's like that's not what I had in mind, and so it makes it hard. So I did take a little clip of Serena's cardigan while I had it on a hanger and propped up on a wall, a nail on the wall over there. Which is where I usually, you know, put things on a hanger and put it in that spot and take pictures. So I'm going to insert that clip right here, and then I'll be right back with you. Let's take a quick video because when I put pictures in my videos, they don't always show up right. They slide across the screen and don't look right. So I'm just going to slide this little video of a full view of Serena's cardigan. Here we are. Thank you. All right, so now you know it came out pretty good. Serena's happy, and that's all that matters. Serena being my Canadian friend that I've come to care very much about. She's beautiful, and she had ordered this cardigan from me, and I've been working on it and going back and forth with her about it because she's like 5'9", and I'm not used to making things for tall people. So that was a little bit of a challenge, but I think I did all right. I got pockets on it for her and everything, and I actually had to go back over the pockets this afternoon because it was really late and I was really tired when I put the pockets on to begin with. And so when I was going what I call my fine tooth comb go over before I wash something, I discovered that I had missed stitches around the pockets. And so I had to go back over them and make sure that they were good and solid on. I don't think y'all seen this since I got the collar and everything. And for Miss Bernadine's benefit, we're going to go over the collar situation. Now, I did like just a fold over collar. And so it just kind of folds over like that. And that gives her a collar. And so what I did is because for some reason, when I tried to go around the collar with double crochets, like Kelly with Crafting a Cupper shows in her tutorial, for some reason, when I tried to go around with double crochets like that, it just didn't want to come together for me right. So I went around with single crochets first to clean it up, if that makes sense, to to get everything firmed up and give me a better foundation. And then I went around several rows with double crochets, and I started my double crochets here. Don't pay attention to this outline. This part. This came later, but I started here at the at the base here, and I just went several rows back and forth, back and forth. Let's see how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like 6 rows. I went 6 rows with the collar. And then when I was doing my finishing work, I did another row of color, this gray color on the lapel. And I went, when I did the lapel, I went all the way up the collar and all across the back and down the other side. And then I did the same thing with this turquoise color with half doubles, so that it would have the you know, matching trim around it, and it would be a more cohesive look. I like everything to be lined up right. And so, and her sleeves turned out really nice. I like the sleeves. I think that looks good. And her pockets turned out nice. And I did do the side, you know, like I talked about with the side entry to the pockets, so that when she can come in from the side with the pockets. And so her pockets turned out pretty decent. And so that's, she can just, you know, put her hand in there. And that's on both sides. Now, this is not perfect by any shape of the imagination because, well, I've been out of my head trying to do this, recovering. So it's got some boo-boos, but she knows that. But most of them are well hidden. But there's the other pocket. And, but yeah, I think it turned out well. And, I think it'd be long enough. I went over it pretty good, and anywhere where it had gaps that it shouldn't have had gaps, I, you know, strategically sewed those closed and that sort of thing, which you know, you will when it's a homemade piece. Sometimes you'll have gaps where you don't think you should, you know, you shouldn't have gaps. But if you're strategic with a yarn needle and, you know, and a piece of yarn, you can get those closed up and make it look good on the right side, you know, which I can do. And I did. So, and then I also did her a matching hat. I did this yesterday on my 41 peg knitting loom, which I don't know what I did. Oh, I put it over there on my cart. But I did this yesterday. And so I started with the turquoise, and I did a knit one, purl one, ribbed brim. And I did it, you know, for a long time, and then I folded it over and did it where it's, you know, kind of thick like that. And then I did a garter stitch for this gray color and for a few rows. And then I did one row with the variegated color in garter stitch. And then I just knitted the rest of it and just closed it up here. I don't much care for pom-poms. I don't know why. I just never have been a pom-pom type person. So if she wants a pom-pom, she's perfectly capable of adding a pom-pom herself. She's a very capable crocheter in her own right. She just likes me so much. She wanted something made by me. So, which I'm humble and accepting. I appreciate our friendship very much. And I guess it just constantly surprises me that people like me so much they want something made by me. So, like, are you really? Okay. I'm just blessed enough to have folks that, you know, pay me to make these things and, you know, are willing to wait on them. So, I'm just really grateful for that. I want y'all to know that. I'm extremely grateful for that. So this is her hat that will go with her sweater. And, so that got done. So now it's off to the washer for both those. And, I did finish the last 3 rows of this, some days ago, but I got to do another square, and then the side shaping and neck shaping and all that. What I figured, this is going to be really big on me soon. When I do get this done, it's going to be big, but you know, oversized things look cute on smaller people too. So I figured it's okay that I'm probably going to make this too big for myself, because this time next year, I'll buy me a cute set of leggings, and I'll have my oversized sweater. And I'll just be a little too cute. But yeah, there's a couple of ends here that I didn't tuck in, but which is unlike me. I'm usually you know, I usually tuck them in as I go, but I just didn't make the time. But yeah, I got to do another square just like this. And then I'll get the other square done, and then I'll have to do some rows on the side and some rows at the top on either side of the neck hole and what have you. And then I'll sew it all together and sweater. But for now, I'm about to tackle my next sweater with that gorgeous orange burnt pumpkin and Dakota yarn from Hobby Lobby over there. I'll be doing Melody's cardigan and matching hat next. So, and speaking of Hobby Lobby yarn, I did get some yesterday. Excuse me, I'm gonna need a sip of this here coffee in my Yeti cup. Y'all haven't seen the Yeti cup in quite a while, but here she is. This is Folger's Classic Roast and French Vanilla Creamer. Yum. Zero sugar French vanilla, because sugar makes me nauseous. So everything's going to be zero sugar for the rest of my life. Probably, anyway. And so I got the Premier Yarns order canceled. I got that, and then I got the refund, and I proceeded to go to Hobby Lobby and spend all but $10 of what I got back. Now, some stuff I got from Hobby Lobby yesterday was gifts for the besties. So I'm not gonna show y'all that. I put that in their little boxes over there across the room. They know what they know about those, but I'll show you what I'm keeping. Now, I'm going to blame this particular yarn on Juan the Yarn Addict, because I saw it on his channel and I was like, And I had felt this at Hobby Lobby before, but I just passed it up because I don't know why. But it's really, really soft, and I should have got some. I should have got some before. But this is Premier Anti-Peeling Bamboo Chunky, and it's a 5-weight yarn. See, it's 131 yards, 120 meters, 3.5 ounces, and 100 grams. It's a 80% anti-peeling acrylic and 20% rayon from bamboo. It recommends a 6.5 millimeter knitting needle and crochet hook. And I got, let me see. I got 2 colors. I got this blueberry pie color and Earl Grey. And they are beautiful. They really are pretty. I got these to make the boys some new hats for Christmas. Because, oh my gosh. This is like some of the softest yarn. It really is. When Juan was mooning over his and, you know, enjoying his, I was like, I need to go ahead and get me some of that. And the boys like these colors. This is actually a lot of the colors of the new clothes I bought Will. So this will go right along with his new clothes for Christmas. So I'm just gonna because this is so soft. I use a knitting loom, a 41 peg knitting loom to make hats, because I've tried to crochet hats. It doesn't work out for me. I don't know why. Every time I try, I just get frustrated. And for me, crocheting is supposed to be relaxing. It's not supposed to be frustrating. So if it starts frustrating me, I just put it down and just decide to do something else. So, and me and my knitting looms, that's where I started from. That's where I got my love of yarn from, and crafting and stuff like that. So I just revert back to my knitting loom and whip up a hat that way, because I can do so in, you know, a couple hours usually. Well, usually. It took me all day to make Sarita's hat because I was putting texture and I was designing it as I went. So, plus there's 3 different colors in that hat. So there was ends to tuck in and things to do. But these I'm going to use a strand of each of these colors and, you know, kind of marl the hat like that. You know, I think it'll be pretty. I got 2 of this one and 2 of that one. And so they should make some nice hats. So soft and squishy for their heads. I think it'll be nice. Very nice. And I got some little boxes over here that I'm going to be putting my yarn in. Thank you, Sue. Mama Sue gifted me that from my Amazon wish list a while back. And so I'm going to put my yarn in these. Why, as I show it to you. I know they're in there. Yeah, they're in there. Okay. And this yarn got me on my way out. I was looking, I was like, do I want any more? And then this particular color happened to catch my eye. And this is somewhere between hunter green and turquoise. It's somewhere in between there. This is pretty true to color here. You see, if you saw it, it's showing a little more blue in the camera there. But when you're looking at it, it's somewhere between turquoise and hunter green. It's not quite turquoise, but it's not quite green. I'm going to read you the name. They named this Fabulous. And I couldn't agree more. Just couldn't agree more. In case you've never had Crafter's Secret Big Idea yarn, it is 16 ounces, 454 grams, 810 yards, 740 meters. It is 100% acrylic. It's 4-weight. They recommend a 5mm knitting needle and 5.5 crochet hook. I use a 6mm. Never had a problem. Love this yarn. This is probably one of my, besides all the different prints and stuff of Hobby Lobby has, I love this Crafter's Secret. It's wonderful. I used Crafter's Secret in this beautiful gray color on her cardigan. I just have 2 little balls about this size left out of that 810 yards. And I think that color was called Dolphin or something like that. But yes, this will be added to something. I don't know what yet, but I could not leave that. I could not leave this there, especially with a name like Fabulous. Do you blame me? And here comes another Crafter's Secret. This one is just simply red. My second favorite color, red. Do you blame me? And you can't go wrong with a good red. Oh, it's so pretty. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this one yet, but I had to have it. I was just I don't know why. I have other red yarn, but I wanted this red. I wanted this yarn. So I got 2 of them. I'm gonna put that in that other box. And I got 2 of these not too long ago, but I they only had 2, and I have a little note section in my phone, a little notepad, and so I make notes, and it was in my notes, want more of this particular yarn, because I only had 2 of them, and the last time I went, I couldn't find it, and so I took a picture of it this time, so to help me locate it. The name of it is called Nevada Dusk, and it's the I Love This Yarn print. It is 5 ounces, 142 grams, 152 yards, 252 yards, excuse me, 230 meters, 100% acrylic. And it also says a 5mm knitting needle and 5.5 crochet hook. But that is Nevada Dusk. And it is gorgeous. It's got some browns in it. And some like burgundy, turquoise, even an orange in there, and a green. So it is really beautiful. I don't know if it would go. No. Nope. Nope. I'll figure out a color to go with it. I might have to go get a brown to go with this. I think it would look better with a brown. There's a substantial amount of brown in this. So, and I've come to love and respect the color brown. But yes, I think either that turquoise that I got over there, I got some regular turquoise over there. Either the turquoise or a nice brown color. That'll probably be the next thing I buy at Hobby Lobby is brown. Because I think brown would look good with this. Very much so. Either brown or turquoise will be the main color that I use with this. Because it's really nice. And I think I got, let's see. They had 3 and I got 3. So now I have 5 of this one. So, yeah. Okay. But that, oh, wait a minute. There's one more thing in here. Well, Serena also knits, and I was telling her that how I was looking in, or she seen it in my video where I had bought the other knitting needles. But while I was there, and she recommended that I get some bamboo knitting needles, because sometimes the yarn, when you're first learning, the yarn can just slip right off those metal needles. And so I figured while I was at Hobby Lobby, I would look into the bamboo needles. And so I got some bamboo knitting needles in the circular needles. And she recommended that probably my first project would probably be a baby blanket. I have some yarn that is baby blanket colors. So, but I'm going to do a lot of practicing first. But I'm going to get all the sweaters. I have 3 sweaters in queue. You know, I have Melody's, Connie's, and Linda's that I need to get done. When I get those done, and I'm not taking any, I'm going to, you know, until I get those done, I'm not going to take any more orders for sweaters right now. Because I feel like I got to get caught up before I take any more orders. But once I get those caught up, then I'm on the learning knit train. So I'm not going to take any time out to learn knitting until I get my sweaters caught up. Because I don't want that off in my brain going, you should be crocheting those sweaters. I don't want that in my brain nagging me when I'm trying to learn this. So I will focus on that in the new year. So that's where we are. I'm going to put these in this box here. I should be able to get that other bag in there. Yeah, good. Okay. But I am excited about the future for the first time in a long time. This weight loss journey has been quite an up and down type thing. But I've had more energy lately when I get a good night's sleep. I didn't sleep much last night because I had to get up early this morning. But I'm excited finally. And I'm finally feeling like the surgery was worth it. And I know everybody told me that I would get to that point. And I'm really, really grateful that I finally got to that point. I know a lot of people thought I was taking the opportunity to get the surgery for granted. And I promise you I wasn't. I know a lot of people that need the surgery can't get it for various reasons. And I was very fortunate that the good Lord carved out a path allowing me to get the surgery. And I'm extremely grateful for that, because this may have very well saved my life. So, at least given me a new lease on my life. Because honestly, when I was 415 pounds, I thought my life was basically over. All the things and hopes and dreams and things that for my life that I had ever wanted to do, I thought that part of my life was just over. That I was stuck because I was big and I hurt so much. And every day it was nothing but pain. And I just really felt like that was it for me. You know, that this was it. This was going to be my life. Every day, just struggling through, just, you know, slugging my way through it. And then I got my Medicare and Medicaid paying for Part B and all that lined up. And I was like, you know, maybe I should look into that weight loss surgery. And so I talked to my regular doctor about it. And he said, yeah, he said, your Medicare will cover that. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah. He said, I'll get you over to Dr. Barnes. We'll get this taken care of. And I was just like, what? And all of a sudden there was a light, you know? And then I, you know, found out I had a hernia, and then all this other stuff happened, and I was just like, oh, was it really worth it? And, you know, and it's been a roller coaster, but I'm so glad. I'm so glad that I finally feel like this and not how I felt a week or so ago. I wouldn't say that I'm completely pain-free, but as far as the surgery goes, and as far as the excruciating pain that I was going through with the recovery, that part has subsided. Like I said, the only issue I have right now is that one little incision being open. And, of course, I still would like to eat solid food. So, I'm not yet on solid foods, even though I have kind of very slowly and chewed very carefully some scrambled eggs when I went to IHOP with Johnny earlier this week, and then when I went to IHOP with Will today. So I did have some scrambled eggs, but I took tiny bites and chewed very carefully, and I only ate half of the 2 scrambled eggs that I asked for. So I ate, like, my meal was less than $3. Cheap date. But it's been a good week. It really has. It's been a good week. To spend with to have been lucky enough to go to eat with both my boys and feed them a good meal and spend time with them each, quality good time. After eating with Will, that he wanted to go check out this candy store that is right, like, around the corner from the IHOP, you know, in the same little, it's a boardwalk area, and they have all these different little shops and stuff. And they have this really big candy store. I forget what, Rocket or something like that. And it's nothing but candy in there. And candy, all different types of candy from all over the world. And so we went in there and we were just like, just in awe, because it is just all different candies. And it was so cool. And he bought some stuff. And then we found these mystery bags. And so I bought Johnny a mystery bag. And then Will was like, as soon as we got in the door, and I said, here, Johnny, here's your mystery bag of candy. I didn't even open Johnny's bag. I waited and let Johnny open his bag. And Will's like, open it. I want to see what you got. So Johnny got a goodie bag. Even though he didn't go with us this morning, but he still got some benefit out of it. And you know, that little joker ate one piece of candy and put the rest in the cupboard. The restraint that it took to just eat one piece of candy, I tell you. Some people would have just been, not my Johnny. He just, ooh, one piece, and then he put the rest of it up. He just appreciates things more than some people, I guess. But yeah. It actually had one candy bar in there that he recognized, and it was a Butterfinger. And I was like, oh, that's one of your favorites. So, yeah, it's been a good day. It's been a good week. And tomorrow's the 1st. And so I'll be recording my seashell Advent calendar that I got from Amy at Hooked on Wishing Crochet. And I'm grateful for that. And I'll be showing you the little seashells out of that. And I'll read the little thing that it has on the label, the lid of the box, and explaining to you those. And so I don't know if it'll be any longer than that, but there'll be Advent videos. I'll try to make them at least 5 minutes. And then if I have other things going on, I will, you know, add to the video as, you know, as the day plays out. You know, I'll just, as I have content, I will add to the Advent video, depending on if I have content to add to it. So, some days I just don't have any content to bring you. My day's just been that, you know, like that, just boring. I don't always have content. So, you know, and of course, you know, during this recovery, there's just been days that I felt so rotten. I didn't feel like sitting in front of this, you know, camera and talking. So, but hopefully December will be a better month. And I got my next weight loss doctor appointment on the 13th of December, and hopefully that's when they tell me that I can eat solid food. So but of course, you know, that's less than 2 weeks away, and I don't know how much it's going to change between now and then. But the only thing I got from eating the eggs was a little bit of heartburn, but other than that, I was fine. So because I was really careful and I chewed a lot before I swallowed, and I took really tiny bites because I wanted to be careful, but I didn't want my boys to have guilt from eating in front of me and me not having anything in front of me. So I said, well, I'll try some scrambled eggs, and it worked out fine. So I figured that was something cheap and, you know, easy to eat. So Anyhow, this has gotten to be quite a long video. I hope y'all enjoyed it as much as me. And I love to talk to y'all. Anyway, I'm going to go now. Please remember that I love you, and so does Jesus. And please adopt, don't shop. Your best friend's waiting on you at the shelter or the rescue. And I will see y'all next time. Bye now.